I ask you to set aside all preconceived notions about the phrase 1 a.m., about identity, and about the nature of your own being. For tonight we shall explore a truth so profound, yet so often overlooked, that it has the power to completely revolutionize your life in ways you have never imagined possible. Consider for a moment the words I am. These two simple words are the most powerful in any language, for they are the name of God, the creative principle of the universe. When you declare I am, you are invoking the divine presence within you, the very source of all creation. And what follows these words shapes your reality in ways beyond your current comprehension. But what is this I am secret that is destroying your life? It is not the use of I am itself, but the unconscious, habitual, and often negative way in which most people use it. It is the careless attachment of limiting beliefs, destructive self-concepts, and disempowering states of being to these divine words. Let us delve deeper into this profound truth. Your outer world, every experience you have, every circumstance you encounter, is nothing more than a reflection of your inner world, your concept of self. And this concept of self is shaped, moment by moment, by your I am declarations. When you understand this, truly understand it, you realize that by carelessly using I am statements, you are actively creating a reality that may be far from what you desire. This understanding is crucial, for it shifts the entire paradigm of how you approach life. No longer are you a helpless being at the mercy of external circumstances, hoping for favorable conditions. You become the active creator of your reality, knowing that as you declare I am, the universe must rearrange itself to match these declarations. But how, you may ask, can two simple words have such a profound and lasting impact? The answer lies in the creative power of your wonderful human imagination combined with the intensity of your feeling and belief. For your imagination is not a mere fantasy maker, and your feelings are not mere reactions to external stimuli. Together, they form the very workshop in which reality is forged. Let us take a moment to truly understand this. Your subconscious mind, which is one with the universal creative force, does not distinguish between what you vividly imagine and feel as true and what you actually experience in the outer world. It accepts as true whatever you feel to be true in your I am statements. And once it accepts an idea as true, it proceeds to bring it into manifestation in your physical reality, regardless of how long it takes in clock time. So when you carelessly declare I am tired, I am broke, I am sick, you are not merely describing your current state. You are actively creating and perpetuating these conditions in your life. You are breathing life into these states of being, causing them to become your sustained reality. This, my dear listeners, is the I am secret that is destroying your life. It is about recognizing that the power to shape your reality lies within you, waiting to be expressed through your conscious I am declarations. It is about understanding that your outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner conversations, which are anchored in your I am statements. Consider the biblical phrase, I am that I am. This is not a mere redundancy. It is a statement of cosmic law, an invitation to recognize the power of your I am declarations. When you declare I am, you are defining your state of being, and the universe must conform to this declaration. But let me be clear. The solution is not to stop using I am statements altogether. That would be impossible, for I am is the fundamental assertion of existence. The key is to become conscious of how you use these powerful words, to use them deliberately and wisely. Let us explore this further with an example. Imagine a person who habitually declares, I am always late. This person may not realize it, but they are programming their subconscious mind to create situations that ensure their lateness. They may oversleep, encounter unexpected traffic, or face last-minute emergencies that delay them. The universe is simply conforming to their I am declaration. Now imagine this same person becoming aware of this habit and consciously changing their declaration to I am always punctual. As they persist in this new declaration, feeling its truth, living from this new state of being, they will find circumstances rearranging themselves to ensure their punctuality. They may start waking up earlier naturally, finding quicker routes, or becoming more efficient in their preparations. This principle applies to every aspect of your life. Whether you're dealing with health, relationships, career, or any other area, your I am declarations are shaping your reality. The secret that has been destroying your life is the unconscious, negative use of these declarations. Now I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, isn't this just positive thinking? Isn't this denial of reality? And to this I say emphatically no. This is not about denying your current circumstances. It is about understanding the true nature of reality and the creative power of your consciousness. Your current circumstances are nothing more than the fruit of your past I am declarations and beliefs about yourself. They have no power to determine your future unless you give them that power by continuing to affirm them in your I am statements. When you shift your declarations, when you begin to consciously choose empowering I am statements, you are not denying reality. You are exercising your divine right to choose which reality you wish to experience. Remember, the outer world is dead. It has no life of its own. It is your consciousness, expressed through your I am declarations, that gives life to your experiences. When you unconsciously make negative I am statements, you are breathing life into a reality you do not desire. But when you consciously choose empowering I am declarations, you cause what outer world to rearrange itself to match these new inner assertions. This, my dear friends, is the key to stopping the destruction caused by the misuse of I am. It is about aligning your I am declarations with the highest vision of yourself and your life, recognizing that this desired reality is seeking expression through you, and allowing it to flow into your experience through the power of your conscious I am statements. But let me warn you, this shift in your use of I am is not always an easy task. The old habits of negative self-talk, of unconsciously making limiting I am statements, are deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness. As you embark on this new way of using I am, you may find resistance arising within you. Doubts may creep in, old thought patterns may try to reassert themselves. When this happens, do not fight against these thoughts. Simply observe them, acknowledge them, and then gently return to your empowering I am declarations. For the war is not won by battling against what you don't want to be, but by persistently declaring what you do want to be. This persistence, this unwavering commitment to maintaining empowering I am declarations in the face of contrary evidence, is what allows you to truly change your life. Think of it like tuning a radio. When you're trying to listen to a particular station, you don't focus on eliminating all the other stations. You simply tune into the frequency you desire. In the same way, you don't need to fight against your current reality or forcefully push away negative thoughts. You simply need to tune yourself to the frequency of your desired state of being, to align your I am declarations with the highest vision of your life and your life. This tuning is done through your conscious choice of I am statements and your ability to feel the reality of these words. Your I am declarations are the dial that allows you to tune into different frequencies of experience. As you use your I am statements to declare empowering truths about yourself, as you feel the reality of these declarations, you are tuning yourself to that frequency, allowing the corresponding experiences to flow into your life. But remember, my friends, this is not a one-time event. Using I am declarations consciously and powerfully is a way of life. It's a constant choice to maintain these empowering statements, regardless of appearances. Just as you wouldn't expect to stay in shape by exercising once, You cannot expect to change your life by using positive I am declarations once. This is about persistently maintaining empowering I am declarations, about living from this consciousness day in and day out until it becomes your new normal. As you do this, you will find that your perception of yourself and your life begins to shift. What once seemed like limitations now appear as opportunities for growth. Challenges become stepping stones to success. You begin to see yourself as the empowered being you truly are, knowing that your I am declarations are constantly shaping your reality. Now, some of you may be wondering, but Neville, how can I maintain empowering I am declarations when I face real challenges? How can I declare success when my current reality seems to contradict these statements? And to this I say your I am declarations infused with feeling and imagination are more powerful than any circumstance. Consider for a moment, have you ever been deeply moved by a story, whether in a book or a movie? In those moments, were you not feeling real emotions based on imaginary events? Your feelings were real, even though the events were not happening in your physical reality. This is the power you must harness when you use your I am declarations. You must use your imagination to infuse your I am statements with feeling. As you declare I am successful, imagine how you would feel if this statement were already true in your life. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the sense of accomplishment that would come with this reality. Feel these states as vividly and as consistently as you can as you make your I am declarations. The key is to make your I am declarations as real to you as possible. Engage all your senses. As you declare I am abundant, feel the sense of security and freedom that comes with abundance. As you affirm I am in perfect health, feel the vitality and energy coursing through your body. As you state I am achieving my goals, see yourself in your mind's eye reaching those milestones. Hear the congratulations of others. Feel the sense of fulfillment. Make it real in mind and heart as you speak your I am declarations. But here's a crucial point, my friends. The goal is not to use I am declarations about specific outcomes. The goal is to use I am statements that align with your essential self, your true identity. For it is this alignment with your true self that is the real key to stopping the destruction caused by misuse of I am. Let me illustrate this with an example. Instead of just declaring I am wealthy, align your I am statement with the essence of abundance. Declare I am one with the source of all abundance. I am worthy of unlimited prosperity. I am a channel through which abundance flows. Instead of merely stating I am successful, align your declaration with the essence of success by declaring I am capable of achieving greatness. I am constantly growing and improving. I am fulfilling my highest potential. By aligning your I am declarations with your essential self, rather than just external conditions, you allow the universe to bring your desires to you in ways that might far exceed your specific imaginings. You open yourself to possibilities beyond what your current mindset can conceive. This is the true art of using I am declarations to stop the destruction in your life. It's not about forcing yourself to believe something against all evidence. It's about aligning your declarations with the truth of your divine nature, your oneness with the creative power of the universe. It's about using I am statements that resonate with the highest vision of who you truly are. As you practice this, you may find that your outer world begins to shift in subtle ways. Perhaps you start to feel more confident and worthy, or you find yourself naturally making choices that align with your empowering I am declarations, or opportunities that resonate with your new self-concept seem to appear out of nowhere. These are all signs that your inner shift, brought about by your conscious use of I am, is creating ripples in your outer reality. Don't discount these small changes. Celebrate them. See them as confirmation that the law is working, that your I am declarations are taking root. But don't become attached to them or anxiously look for them. Simply acknowledge them with gratitude and continue to use your empowering I am declarations. As you persist in this practice, larger changes will begin to manifest. You may find yourself naturally attracting more positive experiences. You may notice that your relationships improve, that your career flourishes, that abundance flows more freely into your life. And as you continue to maintain these empowering I am declarations, you'll discover that life becomes an exciting adventure of ever-expanding good. But remember, the outer manifestation is not the goal. The goal is the state of consciousness from which all desired experiences naturally flow. This is a crucial point, my friends. When you're truly embodying your I am declarations, when you're fully living from these empowering statements, you no longer need external circumstances to confirm your worth or your truth. You're already whole, already complete in your knowing that you are a divine, limitless being. And paradoxically, it's in this state of inner assurance that you're most likely to experience a life filled with manifest blessings. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, what about action? Don't we need to do things in the physical world to bring about change? And to this I say, yes, action is part of the process. But it's inspired action, not anxious doing. When you're consistently using empowering I am declarations, ideas and opportunities will naturally present themselves to you. You'll feel inspired to take certain actions, to move in certain directions. These actions won't feel like struggle or effort. They'll feel natural, joyful, almost effortless. This is the difference between trying to make things happen and allowing them to happen. When you're trying to force change, actions feel stressful, born out of fear and doubt. When you're maintaining empowering I am declarations, actions flow naturally from your aligned state, guided by an inner wisdom that knows exactly how to bring about the manifestation of your desires. Consider the example of a seed growing into a mighty oak tree. The seed doesn't strain to become a tree. It doesn't force itself to grow. It simply unfolds naturally, expressing its innate potential. You, my dear listeners, are no different. When you align your I am declarations with your true divine nature, you allow your life to unfold naturally and beautifully, expressing the infinite potential that is your birthright. But let me be clear, this state of allowing is not passive. It requires an active use of your I am declarations, a deliberate and consistent practice of affirming empowering truths about yourself. It requires faith, not blind faith in external circumstances, but faith in the creative power of your consciousness and your I am declarations. This faith is not about believing that good things will come someday in the future. It's about knowing that you are whole and complete now, in this very moment, and that your I am declarations are constantly shaping your reality to reflect this empowered state. As you cultivate this faith, as you persist in using empowering I am declarations, you'll begin to see evidence of these affirmations manifesting in your outer world. These signs may start small, an unexpected opportunity, a fortuitous coincidence, a sudden insight that changes everything. Do not discount these signs, no matter how small they may seem, for they are confirmation that your inner world, shaped by your empowering I am declarations, is indeed shaping your outer reality. They are breadcrumbs leading you to the full realization of the life you are creating through your conscious uses of I am. As we near the conclusion of our discussion, I want to address a common concern that arises when people first encounter this teaching. Many worry that focusing on I am declarations might somehow make them selfish or disconnected from others. But I assure you, my friends, the opposite is true. When you truly understand the principle of I am declarations, you realize that you are not separate from others. As you elevate your own consciousness through your declarations, you are elevating the consciousness of all. Your empowering I am statements, far from disconnecting you from others, actually expand the field of possibilities for all. Moreover, when you are coming from a place of inner empowerment, through your I am declarations, you naturally have more to give to others. You become a channel through which blessings flow not just to you, but through you to the world. Your I am declarations create a ripple effect, touching the lives of everyone you encounter with your newfound energy, confidence, and joy. This is the true gift of using I am declarations consciously and powerfully. It's not just about improving your individual circumstances, although that will happen. It's about aligning yourself with the fundamental nature of the universe, which is boundless good. It's about recognizing your own divine nature and allowing it to express itself fully through you. In this state of alignment, of consistently maintaining empowering I am declarations, you become a channel for the most beautiful expressions of life. Ideas flow to you effortlessly. Opportunities present themselves naturally. The right people and circumstances appear in your life at the perfect time. This is the magic of living from a state of empowered I am consciousness. But remember, this magic is not something external to you. It's not some cosmic force that you need to appease or manipulate. It is the natural expression of your own consciousness when it's aligned with the truth of your being. You are the power. You are the magic. You are the one to whom you are speaking these empowering I am declarations. As we draw our time together to a close, I want to leave you with a 5-thought. The principle we've explored tonight, stop. This I am secret destroying your life is not just a warning. It's about recognizing your true nature as a divine created being. It's about aligning your I am declarations with the fundamental truth of your being and allowing your grandest expression to flow through you. When you live from this understanding, everything changes. The world becomes a friendly place filled with infinite possibilities. You no longer see yourself as a small, separate being struggling against external forces. Instead, you recognize yourself as the author of your own life story, the creator of your own thriving reality. In this state, there's no need to fear the future or doubt your ability to create the life you desire. For you understand that you are the source of all creation in your experience. Your job is simply to maintain empowering I am declarations, to live from this consciousness, and to allow the universe to arrange the details of their manifestation. So, my dear friends, as you leave here tonight, I urge you to embrace this principle with all your heart. Don't see it as a technique to be applied occasionally, but as a way of life to be lived continuously. Use your mighty imagination to infuse your I am declarations with feeling. Feel the naturalness of being the empowered divine being you truly are. Live from this state. Persist in these declarations and watch as your world rearranges itself to match your inner vision. Remember, you are not a limited being struggling to improve. You are the infinite consciousness, choosing to experience growth and transformation from this particular vantage point. Your I am declarations are the tools through which you shape your experience. Use them wisely with the awareness of your true nature and the responsibility that comes with it. Go forth and create the fulfilling, joyous life that is your birthright, knowing that with each empowering I am declaration, you are aligning more fully with the truth of your dying limitless nature. I ask you to open your minds and hearts to the wisdom that has been known to the great mystics and sages throughout the ages. For in this wisdom lies the power to reshape your reality, to mold your world according to your will, and to become the master of your own destiny. Let us begin by understanding the true nature of reality. The world you see around you, with all its myriad forms and experiences, is but a reflection of your own consciousness. It is a mirror that faithfully reproduces the contents of your mind, your beliefs, and your assumptions. This is the first great truth you must grasp. Your outer world is a perfect reflection of your inner world. Now, armed with this knowledge, we can begin to see the profound importance of focusing on yourself. For if the world is but a reflection of your consciousness, then it stands to reason that to change the world, you must first change yourself. This is not a selfish act, as some might believe, but rather the most selfless and powerful thing you can do. By focusing on yourself, by cultivating your own garden, you are in fact tending to the very source of all creation. But what does it mean to focus on yourself? It is not, as some might think, a matter of endless self-analysis or constant introspection. No, to truly focus on yourself is to turn your attention inward to the divine presence that resides within you. It is to recognize and claim your true identity as a created being, made in the image and likeness of God. This brings us to the second part of our theme, stay silent. Silence, my dear friends, is not merely the absence of noise. It is the rich, fertile soil from which all creation springs. In the silence of your own being, you will find the wellspring of infinite possibility, the canvas upon which you can paint the masterpiece of your life. To stay silent is to cultivate a state of mind that is receptive to the whispers of your own divine nature. It is in this silence that you can hear the still, small voice of your own intuition, guiding you towards your highest good. It is in this silence that you can feel the stirrings of your own creative power, waiting to be unleashed upon the world. But let us delve deeper into this concept of silence, for it holds within it a power that few truly understand. When I speak of silence, I am not referring merely to the absence of external noise, though that can certainly be beneficial. No, the silence I speak of is an inner quietude, a stilling of the endless chatter of the mind that so often drowns out the voice of our true self. This inner silence is the doorway to the infinite. It is the state in which you can truly commune with the God within you, the state in which you can access the limitless wisdom and power that is your birthright. In this silence, you will find that you are not separate from the source of all creation, but are in fact one with it. Now you might ask, how can I cultivate this inner silence in a world that is constantly demanding my attention, constantly pulling me in 1,000 different directions? The answer, my friends, is simple, though not always easy. You must make a conscious decision to turn your attention away from the external world and focus it inward. This does not mean that you must retreat from the world or neglect your responsibilities. Far from it. Instead, it means that you must learn to live in the world while maintaining an inner stillness, an inner focus. It means that you must learn to act from a place of inner peace and clarity, rather than reacting to the constant stimuli of the outer world. As you begin to practice this inner focus and silence, you will notice a remarkable change taking place in your life. The chaos and confusion of the outer world will begin to fade away, replaced by a sense of order and purpose. You will find that you are no longer buffeted about by the winds of circumstance, but are instead moving through life with a sense of direction and intention. This is because as you focus on yourself and maintain inner silence, you are aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe. You are tapping into the same force that creates worlds, that sets the stars in motion, that breathes life into all things. And as you align yourself with this power, you will find that your life begins to unfold with a grace and ease that you never thought possible. But let me be clear, this is not a passive process. To focus on yourself and stay silent requires great discipline and dedication. It requires that you consistently turn your attention away from the distractions of the outer world and focus it on the truth of your being. It requires that you cultivate a state of inner stillness, even in the midst of outer turmoil. This practice of inner focus and silence is, in essence, the art of living from the inside out. It is the recognition that all power, all wisdom, all love resides within you. And it is the conscious decision to live from that place of inner power, rather than being swayed by external circumstances. As you commit to this practice, You will begin to see miraculous changes in your life. You will find that the things you once struggled for begin to come to you effortlessly. You will discover that the problems that once seemed insurmountable begin to dissolve of their own accord. You will experience a sense of peace and joy that is not dependent on external circumstances, but wells up from within you. This is because, as you focus on yourself and stay silent, you are aligning yourself with the natural laws of the universe. You are no longer working against the current of life, but are instead flowing with it. You are no longer trying to force things to happen through sheer willpower, but are instead allowing them to unfold naturally as a result of your inner state of being. Now, some of you might be thinking, but isn't this selfish? Shouldn't we be focusing on helping others, on making the world a better place? And to this I say, there is no greater service you can render to the world than to realize your own divine nature. For as you do so, you become a living example of what is possible. You become a light in the darkness, inspiring others to claim their own divine heritage. Moreover, as you focus on yourself and cultivate inner silence, you will find that your actions in the world become more effective, more powerful. You will no longer be acting from a place of lack or fear, but from a place of abundance and love. And actions that spring from this place have the power to truly transform the world. Let us now consider the practical application of this wisdom in your daily life. How can you begin to focus on yourself and stay silent in a world that seems designed to distract and fragment your attention? The answer lies in developing a consistent practice of inner communion. This practice can take many forms, but at its core, it involves setting aside time each day to turn your attention inward, to commune with the God within you. This might involve meditation, prayer, or simply sitting in quiet contemplation. The form is not as important as the intention and the consistency. As you engage in this practice, you will begin to notice subtle changes in your perception. The world around you will seem to take on a new quality, a new depth. You will begin to see beyond the surface appearances of things to the underlying reality. You will start to recognize the divine presence in all things, in all people. This shift in perception is the beginning of a profound transformation. For as you begin to see the world through the eyes of your divine self, you will naturally align your thoughts, words, and actions with this higher perspective. You will find yourself making choices that are in harmony with your true nature, choices that lead to greater joy, peace, and fulfillment. But this is only the beginning. As you deepen your practice of inner focus and silence, you will begin to tap into the creative power that is your birthright. You will discover that you have the ability to shape your reality through the power of your imagination and belief. This is where the true magic begins. For as you focus on yourself and stay silent, you create a space in which you can clearly visualize and feel the reality you wish to experience. And as you hold this vision in your mind, imbuing it with the feeling of reality, you set in motion the forces that will bring it into manifestation. This is the true meaning of prayer. It is not a beseeching of an external deity, but a communion with the God within you. It is a recognition of your oneness with the source of all creation, and a conscious alignment of your thoughts and feelings with the reality you wish to be in. As you engage in this practice, you will find that the outer circumstances of your life begin to change, often in ways that seem miraculous. Opportunities will arise that perfectly align with your inner vision. People will come into your life who can assist you in realizing your dreams. Obstacles that once seemed insurmountable will dissolve as if they were never there. But remember, the key to this process is to focus on yourself and stay silent. Do not be tempted to share your inner work with others, at least not in the beginning stages. For the world is full of doubters and naysayers who, not understanding the power of this practice, might seek to discourage you. Instead, keep your vision to yourself. Nurture it in the silence of your own being. Let it grow strong and vibrant within you before you expose it to the light of day. For just as the seed needs the darkness of the soil to germinate and grow strong, so too does your vision need the silence and secrecy of your inner world to take root and flourish. As you continue this practice, you will begin to experience a profound shift in your relationship with the world. You will no longer feel at the mercy of external circumstances, but will instead recognize yourself as the author of your own experience. You will no longer seek validation or approval from others, but will instead find an unshakable sense of self-worth arising from within. This is true empowerment. It is the recognition that you are not a victim of circumstance, but the creator of your reality. It is the understanding that the power to change your life does not lie in manipulating external conditions, but in changing your own consciousness. And as you embrace this truth, as you focus on yourself and stay silent, you will find that your life becomes a living testament to the power of this practice. You will become a walking, breathing example of what is possible when one aligns oneself with the creative power of the universe. But let me warn you, this path is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage, commitment, and unwavering faith. For as you begin to focus on yourself and stay silent, you will be confronted with aspects of yourself that you may have long ignored or denied. You will be faced with your own doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs. This is a necessary part of the process. For in order to fully claim your divine nature, you must first confront and transmute those aspects of yourself that are not in alignment with this truth. This is the true meaning of spiritual transformation. It is not about becoming something other than what you are, but about stripping away the false beliefs and limitations that obscure your true nature. As you engage in this inner work, you may find that certain relationships or situations in your life begin to change. This is natural and necessary. For as you align yourself more fully with your true nature, those things that are not in harmony with this new vibration will naturally fall away. Do not resist this process. Instead, trust that everything that is leaving your life is making room for something better, something more aligned with your true self. Remember, the universe abhors a vacuum. As you release what no longer serves you, you create space for new blessings to enter your life. Throughout this process, it is crucial that you maintain your focus on yourself and stay silent. Do not be tempted to explain yourself to others or to justify the changes you are making. Simply allow the results of your inner work to speak for themselves. As you continue on this path, you will begin to experience a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. This is not the fleeting happiness that comes from external achievements or possessions, but a deep, abiding joy that arises from within. It is a joy of being in alignment with your true nature, of living from the inside out. This joy is your birthright. It is the natural state of being for one who has recognized their oneness with the divine. And as you embody this joy, you become a beacon of light in the world, silently inspiring others to claim their own divine heritage. But even as you experience this inner transformation, remember to keep your focus on yourself. Do not be tempted to proselytize or to try to change others. Each person must find their own way to this truth in their own time. Your task is simply to be a living example of what is possible. As you continue to focus on yourself and stay silent, you will find that your intuition becomes sharper, your insights deeper. You will begin to perceive the underlying patterns and connections in life that were previously hidden from view. This is because as you quiet the chatter of your mind, you create space for your higher self to communicate with you. This heightened intuition will guide you unerringly towards your highest good. You will find yourself making decisions with ease and confidence, knowing that you are being guided by a wisdom far greater than your logical mind. But remember, this intuition speaks in whispers, not shouts. It requires the silence and inner focus that we have been discussing to be heard clearly. This is why it is so crucial to maintain your practice of inner communion, even as your outer life begins to transform. As you deepen your practice, you will begin to experience moments of profound clarity and insight. These are moments when the veil between the seen and unseen worlds becomes thin, when you perceive directly the underlying unity of all things. These experiences, though often fleeting at first, will become more frequent and sustained as you continue to focus on yourself and stay silent. These moments of clarity are not the goal of your practice, but rather signposts along the way, confirmations that you are on the right path. The true goal is the continuous moment-to-moment awareness of your divine nature, the constant recognition of your oneness with all of life. As you progress on this path, you will find that your very presence begins to have a transformative effect on those around you. Without saying a word, without trying to change anyone, you will find that people are drawn to you, sensing the peace and power that emanates from you. This is the true meaning of being a light in the world. It is not about preaching or proselytizing, but about embodying the truth of your being so fully that others are not naturally inspired to seek that truth for themselves. But even as you begin to experience these profound changes, remember to keep your focus on yourself. Do not become attached to the results of your practice or to the reactions of others. Simply continue to nurture your inner silence, to commune with the God within you. As you do so, you will find that your life begins to take on a quality of effortless grace. Things that once required great struggle will begin to happen naturally and easily. This is because you are no longer working against the current of life, but are instead allowing yourself to be carried by it. This state of effortless accomplishment is your natural birthright. It is the way life is meant to be lived, but it can only be experienced when you are in alignment with your true nature, when you are focused on yourself and maintaining inner silence. As you continue on this path, you will begin to understand the true meaning of abundance. You will realize that abundance is not about accumulating possessions or achievements, but about recognizing the infinite richness of your own being. You will discover that everything you could ever need or want already exists within you, waiting to be recognized and expressed. This realization will free you from the endless striving and seeking that characterizes so much of human existence. You will no longer feel the need to prove yourself or to compete with others. Instead, you will rest in the certainty of your own divine nature, knowing that you are already complete and whole. But even as you experience this inner abundance, remember to keep your focus on yourself and stay silent. Do not be tempted to boast about your realizations or to compare yourself to others. Simply allow the abundance of your being to express itself naturally in your life. As you deepen your practice of inner focus and silence, you will begin to perceive the underlying unity of all things. You will realize that the separation you once perceived between yourself and the world, between yourself and others, was an illusion created by your limited perception. This realization of unity is not merely an intellectual understanding, but a direct, experiential knowing. It is a profound shift in consciousness that transforms your entire relationship with life. You will no longer see yourself as a separate entity struggling against the world, but as an integral part of the cosmic dance of creation. This shift in perception will naturally lead to a greater sense of compassion and love for all beings. For when you recognize that all is one, how can you not love all as yourself? This love arising from the depths of your being will inform all your actions and interactions, making your life a blessing to all you encounter. But even as you experience this expanding love and compassion, remember to keep your focus on yourself and stay silent. Do not try to force this love on others or to make them understand your realizations. Simply allow this love to flow through you, touching all in its path. As you continue on this path of inner focus and silence, you will begin to understand the true nature of time. You will realize that the past and future exist only in your mind, and that the present moment is the only point of power. This realization will free you from regret about the past and anxiety about the future, allowing you to live fully in the eternal now. In this state of present moment awareness, you will find that time seems to expand. You will be able to accomplish more while doing less, because you are no longer wasting energy on useless mental chatter or emotional turmoil. You will move through life with a sense of unhurried ease, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly in its own time. But even as you deepen your practice of focusing on yourself and staying silent, you will come to understand the true nature of power. You will realize that true power does not come from controlling others or manipulating external circumstances, but from mastering your own consciousness. This inner mastery will allow you to move through life with grace and authority, effortlessly manifesting your desires and inspiring others through your example. Remember, the journey of self-realization is ongoing. Even as you experience profound shifts in consciousness and miraculous changes in your outer life, continue to focus on yourself and maintain inner silence. Do not become complacent or think that you have arrived at some final destination. Instead, remain open to ever-deepening levels of awareness and understanding. As you progress on this path, you may be called to share your wisdom with others. If this occurs, do so with humility and discretion. Speak only to those who are ready to hear. And even then, let your life be your primary teaching. Remember that the most profound truths cannot be conveyed through words alone, but must be experienced directly. In conclusion, my dear friends, I urge you to take this message to heart. Focus on yourself and stay silent. In this simple practice lies the key to unlocking your infinite potential, to realizing your divine nature, and to creating a life of joy, abundance, and fulfillment. Trust in the process, have faith in your own divine nature, and know that as you transform yourself, you transform the world. Go forth now, not in search of some external salvation, but in recognition of the God within you. Let your life become a living testament to the power of this practice. And in the silence of your own being, may you discover the infinite treasure that has always been yours. Imagine, if you will, that your current reality, every aspect of your life as you know it, is nothing more than a reflection of your inner world. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your assumptions about yourself and the world around you. These are the architects of your experience. And just as a mirror faithfully reflects the image before it, so too does your outer world reflect the state of your inner being. But here's the magnificent truth that I want you to grasp with every fiber of your being. You are not a passive observer in this grand play of life. You are the author, the director, and the lead actor in your own magnificent story. The power to shift your energy, to transform your reality, lies dormant within you at this very moment, waiting to be awakened. Now, let us delve deeper into the nature of this energy shift. It is not something external to you, not some mystical force that you must seek outside yourself. No, this shift occurs within the depths of your consciousness. It is a fundamental change in your perception, in your understanding of who you truly are and what you're capable of achieving. Consider for a moment the many states of consciousness you experience throughout your day. You move from wakefulness to sleep, from joy to sorrow, from confidence to doubt. Each of these states carries its own unique energy, its own vibrational frequency, and it is this energy that shapes your experience of reality. The key to transforming your reality lies in your ability to consciously choose and maintain the energy state that aligns with your desires. This, my friends, is the essence of the energy shift we speak of tonight. It is the art of aligning your inner state with the reality you wish to experience. Now, you might be wondering, how do I achieve this energy shift? How do I align my inner state with my desired reality? The answer, as always, lies in the power of your imagination. For it is through your imagination that you can step into the energy of your desired state, feeling it as real and present now. Imagine, if you will, that your desire has already been fulfilled. See it, feel it, taste it, touch it in your mind's eye. Allow every sense to be saturated with the reality of your fulfilled desire. This, my dear friends, is not mere daydreaming or wishful thinking. This is the active, conscious use of your imagination to shift your energy into alignment with your desire. As you engage in this practice, you'll begin to notice a subtle but profound change in your being. The energy of lack, of wanting, of striving begins to dissolve, replaced by a deep sense of fulfillment, of completeness. This is the energy shift in action, transforming your inner world and, by extension, your outer reality. But let me caution you, this is not a practice to be undertaken lightly or haphazardly. It requires dedication, persistence, and above all, faith. Faith not in some external power, but in the power of your own imagination to shape your reality. For as you sow in your imagination, so shall you reap in your experience. Now, let us explore the mechanics of this energy shift in greater detail. Understand that every thought you think, every emotion you feel, carries its own unique vibrational frequency. These vibrations ripple out into the universe, attracting experiences and circumstances that match their frequency. This is the fundamental law of attraction at work, the principle that like attracts like. When you exist in a state of lack, of wanting, of striving, you emit a frequency that attracts more of the same. You perpetuate the very circumstances you wish to change. But when you shift your energy to one of fulfillment, of abundance, of joy, you begin to attract experiences that match this new frequency. This is why it's crucial to guard the door of your mind, to be vigilant about the thoughts you entertain and the emotions you cultivate. Every moment of your day is an opportunity to choose your energy state, to align yourself with the reality you desire to experience. But how, you might ask, can one maintain this energy shift in the face of contrary evidence? When the world around you seems to contradict your inner knowing, how do you hold fast to your desired state? This, my friends, is where the true test of your faith comes in. Remember, the world you see around you is nothing more than a shadow, a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. It is not the cause of your experience, but the effect. As you persist in your new state, as you continue to feed your mind with the thoughts and feelings of your desire fulfilled, the outer world has no choice but to conform to this new inner reality. This is the true meaning of living in the end. It is not about waiting for your desire to manifest before you can feel fulfilled. It is about stepping into the energy of fulfillment now, regardless of outer circumstances. For when you do this, when you truly embody the energy of your desire fulfilled, you set in motion the forces that will bring about its physical manifestation. Now let us address a common misconception. Many believe that this energy shift requires constant effort, a perpetual state of doing, but the truth is quite the opposite. The energy shift we speak of is not about doing, but about being. It's about relaxing into the state of your wish fulfilled, allowing it to permeate your entire being. Think of it as tuning a radio. You don't struggle and strain to pick up a particular frequency. You simply turn the dial until you find the station you want, and then you relax and enjoy the broadcast. Similarly, you use your imagination to tune into the frequency of your desire fulfilled. Then you relax into that state, allowing it to play out in your experience. This state of relaxed awareness, of knowing that your desire is already yours, is the most powerful state you can cultivate. It is from this state that true miracles unfold. For when you are relaxed and confident in the reality of your desire, you open yourself to inspired action, to divine timing, to the perfect unfolding of events that will bring your desire into physical form. But let me be clear, this is not about passivity or inaction. The energy shift we speak of does not negate the need for action in the physical world. Rather, it transforms the nature of that action. Instead of action born of struggle and striving, you engage in inspired action, action that flows naturally from your new state of being. When you have truly shifted your energy, when you are living from the state of your desire fulfilled, you'll find that the right actions present themselves effortlessly. Opportunities will arise, doors will open, and you'll be guided to take the perfect steps to bring your desire into physical manifestation. Now let us delve deeper into the practical application of this energy shift. How do you maintain this new state in the face of daily challenges and distractions? The key lies in developing a new habit of mind, a new way of perceiving and interpreting your experiences. Begin by setting aside time each day for conscious imagination. This is not mere visualization, but a full sensory experience in your mind. See your desire fulfilled. Feel the emotions associated with it. Hear the congratulations of others. Touch and taste and smell the reality of your fulfilled desire. Make this imaginal act so vivid, so real, that when you open your eyes, the physical world seems pale in comparison. As you go about your day, carry this feeling with you. Let it color your perceptions, influence your reactions. When challenges arise, and they will, for that is the nature of life, remind yourself that these are merely shadows of old energy patterns. They have no power over your new state unless you give it to them. Practice the art of revision. At the end of each day, replay events in your imagination, not as they occurred, but as you would have wished them to occur. This is not about denying reality, but about exercising your power to choose which version of events you energize and perpetuate. Remember, every moment is a new opportunity to shift your energy. If you find yourself slipping into old patterns of thought and emotion, gently but firmly bring yourself back to your desired state. It's not about perfection, but about persistence. Each time you choose your desired state over your habitual reactions, you strengthen the new energy pattern. As you persist in this practice, you'll begin to notice subtle changes in your outer world. Perhaps people will react to you differently. Opportunities might present themselves unexpectedly. Synchronicities may become more frequent. These are all signs that your energy shift is taking effect, that your outer world is beginning to align with your inner state. But here's a crucial point. Do not become attached to these outer manifestations. Do not use them as a measure of your success or failure. For the moment you start looking for proof in the outer world, you shift your energy back to a state of lack of needing evidence. Instead, maintain your faith in the unseen reality of your imagination. Trust in the perfect unfolding of your desire, knowing that what is imagined must by cosmic law be made manifest. Now let us address a question that often arises. What about the desires of others? What if your desire seems to conflict with someone else's? This is where many stumble in their practice, allowing doubt and guilt to creep in and disrupt their energy shift. But consider this: in the infinite abundance of the universe, there is no lack, no limitation. Your good does not come at the expense of another's. When you shift your energy to a state of fulfillment, you do not deprive others. In fact, you inspire them, you lift them up. For as you raise your own vibration, you raise the vibration of those around you. Moreover, you cannot know the innermost desires of another. What may seem like a conflict on the surface level of innocence may, in fact, be the perfect unfolding for all involved. Your task is not to manipulate others or to force outcomes, but to remain faithful to your own inner knowing, your own energy shift. This brings us to another important aspect of the energy shift: detachment from the how. Many become frustrated when their desire doesn't manifest in the exact way or time frame they expected. But this frustration, this attachment to a particular outcome, is itself a form of resistance that blocks the free flow of energy. Remember, the universe has infinite channels through which your desire can be fulfilled. Your task is not to figure out how it will happen, but to maintain the energy of it already being done. As you relax into this knowing, as you detach from the need to control the process, you open yourself to miracles beyond your wildest imagination. This detachment is not indifference. It is not about not caring whether your desire manifests or not. Rather, it is a deep trust in the perfect unfolding of your desire, coupled with a willingness to be surprised and delighted by the way it comes about. It is about enjoying the journey, savoring the state of your wish fulfilled, rather than anxiously waiting for a particular outcome. Now let us address a common pitfall in this practice: the temptation to use this energy shift as a means of escape from present circumstances. Many, when they first discover this power, attempt to use it to run away from unpleasant situations or emotions. But this is a misuse of the law, and it will not yield the desired results. The energy shift we speak of is not about denial or escape. It is about transformation. It's about facing your current reality with clear eyes, acknowledging it for what it is, and then consciously choosing to shift your energy to a new state. This requires courage, for it means fully accepting where you are even as you choose to move to where you want to be. Moreover, it requires a willingness to let go of old identities, old stories about yourself and your life. For many, their current circumstances, no matter how unpleasant, have become a familiar comfort zone. The energy shift challenges you to step out of this comfort zone, to embrace a new identity, a new story. This is why persistence is so crucial in this practice. The old energy patterns, reinforced over years or even lifetimes, do not dissolve overnight. They require consistent, conscious effort to replace. But with each choice to maintain your new energy state, you weaken the old patterns and strengthen the new. As you persist in this practice, you'll begin to notice a profound shift, not just in your outer circumstances, but in your entire way of being in the world. You'll find yourself more centered, more peaceful, more confident. You'll develop a deep trust in the perfection of life's unfolding, a knowing that all is well regardless of outer appearances. This inner peace, this unshakable faith, is perhaps the greatest gift of the energy shift, for it frees you from the constant anxiety and striving that characterizes so much of human existence. It allows you to live fully in the present moment, enjoying the journey even as you move towards your desired destination. But let me caution you, this practice is not about achieving a state of perpetual bliss or eliminating all challenges from your life. Life, by its very nature, is a dynamic interplay of energies. There will always be new desires arising, new heights to reach for. The purpose of this practice is not to reach a final destination, but to master the art of conscious creation, to become a deliberate participant in the unfolding of your life. As you become more adept at this energy shift, you'll find that your desires themselves begin to change, no longer driven by lack or fear. You'll find yourself moved by inspiration, by a desire to express more of your true essence, to contribute more fully to the world around you. This is the natural evolution of consciousness, the expansion of your being that occurs as you align more fully with your true nature. Now let us address a question that often arises as one delves deeper into this practice. What about collective realities? What about global events or circumstances that seem beyond individual control? How does the energy shift apply in these situations? First, understand that collective realities are nothing more than the sum total of individual consciousness. As you shift your own energy, you contribute to the shift of the collective. Never underestimate the power of one individual holding a higher vibration. Like a tuning fork, you have the power to influence the vibration of those around you. Moreover, your experience of collective events is still filtered through your individual consciousness. Two people can experience the same external event in radically different ways depending on their inner state. By maintaining your energy shift, you can navigate even challenging collective circumstances with grace and ease. This is not about turning a blind eye to the problems of the world. It's about approaching these issues from a higher state of consciousness, from a place of solution rather than problem. As you maintain your energy shift, you become a beacon of possibility, inspiring others to rise above limiting beliefs and destructive patterns. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of inner states of consciousness. As more individuals master this energy shift, we will see profound changes in our collective reality. This is how true, lasting change occurs, not through force or struggle, but through a fundamental shift in consciousness. As we near the conclusion of our discussion, I want to emphasize a crucial point. The energy shift we've been exploring is not a technique to be used occasionally when you want something. It is a way of life, a fundamental shift in how you relate to reality itself. This shift requires a willingness to question everything you've believed about the nature of reality, about cause and effect, about the limits of what's possible. It challenges you to step fully into your power as a created being, to take full responsibility for your experience of life. But with this responsibility comes incredible freedom. For when you truly grasp that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state, you free yourself from victimhood. You no longer need to wait for circumstances to change or for others to behave differently. You have within you right now the power to shift your energy and transform your entire experience of life. This is the promise and the challenge of the energy shift. It offers you nothing less than total freedom, total creative control over your life experience. But it also demands your full commitment, your unwavering faith, your persistent practice. As you leave here tonight, I encourage you to begin implementing this practice immediately. Don't wait for the perfect moment or for all conditions to be right. Start now in this very moment to shift your energy to the state of your wish fulfilled. Feel the reality of your desire as if it were already accomplished. Let this feeling permeate your being, color your perceptions, guide your actions. Remember, this is not about forcing or struggling. It's about allowing, about opening yourself to the natural flow of creative energy that is your birthright. Trust in the process. Have faith in the unseen reality of your imagination, and watch in wonder as your outer world begins to align with your inner state. You are far more powerful than you've been led to believe. You are not a victim of circumstances, but the creator of your reality. The energy shift we've explored tonight is your key to unlocking this creative power, to stepping fully into your role as the author of your life story. So go forth with confidence, with joy, with an unshakable knowing that as you shift your energy, you shift your reality. Embrace this truth, live it fully, and watch as miracles unfold in your life. For in truth, there are no limits to what you can be, do, or have when you master the art of the energy shift. Remember, your imagination is the gateway to infinite possibility. Use it wisely, reasonably, use it with the full knowledge that what you imagine with feeling, with faith, must inevitably manifest in your experience. This is the law. This is the promise. This is the magnificent truth of your being. You are the operant power in your world. You are the one who decides what energies you will entertain, what states you will occupy. Choose wisely, choose deliberately, choose with the knowledge that every choice is a creative act, shaping the very fabric of your reality. As you practice this energy shift, you'll find that life becomes an exciting adventure, a joyous exploration of your own creative power. You'll approach each day with eager anticipation, wondering what new miracles will unfold as you continue to align your energy with your desires. But remember, this is not about accumulating more possessions or achieving external markers of success. The true gift of this practice is the inner transformation it brings about. As you master the art of the energy shift, you'll discover a deep sense of peace, a profound trust in the perfection of life's unfolding. You'll find yourself moving through life with greater ease and grace, unshaken by the ups and downs that once would have thrown you off balance. This inner stability, this unshakable faith in your own creative power, is the foundation from which true miracles spring. It allows you to remain centered and focused on your desired state even when outer circumstances seem to contradict it. This is the test of your faith. And as you pass it again and again, you'll find your manifesting power growing exponentially. As you continue to practice the energy shift, you'll notice that your desires themselves begin to evolve. No longer driven by lack or fear, you'll find yourself moved by inspiration, by a desire to express more of your true essence, to contribute more fully to the world around you. This is the natural evolution of consciousness, the expansion of your being that occurs as you align more fully with your creative power. Remember, the energy shift is not a destination, but a journey. It's a continuous process of aligning your energy with your highest vision for yourself and your life. There will always be new heights to reach, new aspects of yourself to explore and express. Embrace this journey with joy and enthusiasm, knowing that each shift brings you closer to the full expression of your divine potential. In closing, I urge you to take this knowledge and apply it diligently in your life. Don't just believe these words, test them, live them, prove them to yourself through your own experience. For it is only through your own direct experience that these truths will become alive in you, transforming not just your outer circumstances, but your very being. Go forth and create, for the world is waiting for the unique expression that only you can bring. Your energy shift is not just for you, but for the entire world that will be uplifted by your transformed presence. Imagine, if you will, a world where the very fabric of reality bends to your will, where the thoughts you think and the beliefs you hold shape the experiences you encounter. This is not a flight of fancy, my dear friends, but the fundamental nature of our existence. You see, the universe in which we live is not a cold, indifferent machine, but a responsive, malleable substance that takes on the form of our dominant impressions. Let us begin by understanding a crucial principle. Your mind, your wonderful human imagination, is the God of which all sacred texts speak. It is the creative power through which all things are made manifest. When you truly grasp this concept, you will realize that the power to create wealth, abundance, and prosperity lies not in some external force, but within the confines of your own consciousness. Now you might be wondering, how can this be? How can my thoughts possibly manifest money within such a short span of time? The answer, my friends, lies in understanding that time is but an illusion of the physical world. In the realm of spirit, in the domain of imagination, there is no past, no future, only the eternal now. And it is in this eternal now that all possibilities exist simultaneously. To activate your mind and manifest money within 24 hours, you must first shift your consciousness. You must move from a state of lack and wanting to a state of abundance and having. This shift is not something that happens in the outer world. It is an inner movement, a change in your mental atmosphere. When you can feel the naturalness of being wealthy, when you can sleep in the assumption of your desire fulfilled, the outer world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your inner conviction. Let me share with you a technique that, when applied with unwavering faith and persistence, can bring about miraculous results. As you retire to bed tonight, I want you to close your eyes and construct a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire for wealth. Perhaps you see yourself holding a bank statement with a balance that thrills you. Or maybe you feel the weight of your wallet, heavy with crisp new bills. Whatever scene you choose, make it as vivid and as real as you possibly can. Now here's the crucial part. You must enter into this scene. You must participate in it fully, using all your senses. Feel the paper of the bank statement between your fingers. Smell the crisp scent of new currency. Hear the rustle of bills as you thumb through them. Make this imaginal act so real that it takes on the tones of reality. You must persist in this state until you feel a sense of satisfaction. A feeling that tells you, yes, this is done. As you drift off to sleep, carry this feeling with you. Let it be the last thing on your mind as you enter the world of slumber. For it is in sleep that the subconscious mind is most receptive, most malleable to the impressions we give it. And it is the subconscious that possesses the power to bring our imaginal acts into physical manifestation. But remember, my dear friends, the outer world is a reflection of your inner state. Therefore, when you awaken in the morning, you must maintain this feeling of wealth, this consciousness of abundance. Do not let the appearances of the physical world shake your conviction. For what you see now is but the shadow of past thoughts and beliefs. The new state you have entered will take a little time to project itself onto the screen of space. Throughout your day, whenever you have a quiet moment, revisit that scene. Feel once again the joy, the excitement, the naturalness of being in possession of the wealth you desire. Let this feeling permeate every fiber of your being. For you are not trying to get something, you are acknowledging that you already have it in the realm of imagination, and therefore it must come into physical expression. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, I've tried positive thinking before, and it didn't work. To this I say there is a world of difference between mere positive thinking and the art of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Positive thinking often still carries with it the consciousness of lack, the awareness that you are trying to change something. But in the law I'm teaching you, there is no trying. There is only the acknowledgement of what is already yours in imagination. Consider the biblical phrase, before they call, I will answer. This is not some mystical promise, but a statement of how reality operates. The moment you can feel the reality of your desire, the moment you can live from the end as though it were already accomplished, in that instant your prayer is answered. The things and events of the outer world are merely catching up to the truth you have accepted in your imagination. Let me tell you a story to illustrate this principle. I once knew a man who was in dire financial straits. His business was failing. His debts were mounting. And he could see no way out of his predicament. He came to me desperate for a solution. I shared with him this very law we're discussing today. At first he was skeptical, but he was also at his wit's end and willing to try anything. I instructed him to go home and, before sleeping, to construct a scene that would imply his financial problems were solved. He chose to imagine himself sitting in his office, looking at a pile of paid invoices and a bank statement showing a healthy balance. I told him to make this scene as real as possible and to fall asleep in this state. The next morning, he awoke feeling different. There was a lightness to his step, a confidence he hadn't felt in months. Nothing in his outer world had changed yet, but he felt that everything was going to be all right. Throughout the day, he held on to this feeling, revisiting his imaginal scene whenever doubt tried to creep in. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Within 24 hours, he received a call from a client he hadn't heard from in years. This client had a large project and wanted to work exclusively with him. The advance payment for this project was enough to cover all his outstanding debts and breathe new life into his business. So is this a coincidence? Absolutely not. It was the law in operation. The moment he changed his inner state, the outer world had to realign itself to match his new consciousness. This, my friends, is the power you hold within you. This is the creative force of your imagination at work. But let me be clear, this is not about manipulating external circumstances. It's not about forcing the world to bend to your will. Rather, it's about aligning yourself with the fundamental nature of reality. It's about recognizing that the world of form is born from the formless realm of imagination. Now, some of you might be wondering about the morality of using your imagination to manifest money. You might be asking, is it right to simply imagine wealth into existence? To this I say, the use of your imagination is the most fundamental right you possess. It is, in fact, your duty to use this God-given gift to create a life of abundance and joy, not just for yourself, but for all those around you. You see, when you liberate yourself from financial worry, when you step into a state of abundance, you become a blessing to the world. You are able to give more, to help more, to make a greater positive impact on the lives of others. The wealth you manifest is not taken from anyone else. It is created anew from the infinite abundance of the universe. Consider this: every invention, every work of art, every business, every advancement in human society began as an idea, as an imaginal act. The phone in your pocket, the chair you're sitting on, the very building we're in, all of these were once just thoughts in someone's mind. By bringing these thoughts into physical reality, these individuals not only enriched themselves, but added value to the world. So I urge you, do not feel guilty about using your imagination to create wealth. Instead, recognize it as your sacred duty. For in doing so, you are aligning yourself with the creative principle of the universe. You are fulfilling your role as a co-creator with the divine. Now, let's delve deep in the mechanics of this process. When you imagine yourself in a state of wealth, when you feel the naturalness of abundance, you are literally reshaping your concept of self. And your concept of self is the foundation upon which your entire life experience is built. Most people live their lives based on a concept of self that was given to them by others, their parents, their teachers, their society. They accept limitations that were never truly theirs. But you, my dear friends, you have the power to consciously choose your concept of self. You have the ability to decide right here and now that you are a person of wealth and abundance. This decision, this shift in your concept of self, is not something that happens on a purely intellectual level. It must be felt. It must be experienced with the full force of your imagination. When you can feel the reality of being wealthy with the same intensity that you feel the floor beneath your feet, that's when true transformation occurs. Let's practice this together right now. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath and relax. Now, I want you to imagine you are holding a check in your hands. This check is made out to you and the amount on it is more money than you've ever had in your life. Look at the numbers. See them clearly. Feel the paper between your fingers. Notice the weight of it in your hands. Now, I want you to amplify this experience. Feel the excitement coursing through your body. Feel the relief, the joy, the sense of possibility that comes with this newfound wealth. Let this feeling grow stronger and stronger until it fills your entire being. This, my friends, this feeling is more important than any mental picture. For it is your feelings that shape your reality. Open your eyes. How do you feel? Different, don't you? That feeling, that state of consciousness, is what you must return to again and again. That is the fertile soil in which the seeds of your desires will grow and bear fruit. But here's a crucial point. You must persist in this new state. The old man, The old concept of self will try to reassert itself. Doubts will arise. The evidence of your physical senses will try to convince you that nothing has changed. This is where your faith will be tested. Remember, faith is not blind belief. Faith is loyalty to the unseen reality. It is the conviction that what you have imagined and felt as real in your mind must by cosmic law be made manifest in your physical reality. When doubt arises, when the old patterns of thought try to pull you back, you must return again and again to that feeling of wealth, that consciousness of abundance. Think of it this way. Your imagination is like a gardener planting seeds. The feeling of wealth, the consciousness of abundance. These are the seeds you are planting in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. But just as a gardener doesn't dig up the seeds every day to see if they're growing, you must not constantly question whether your imaginal act is working. Instead, you must water these seeds with your attention, your faith, your persistent assumption that what you have imagined is already a reality. And just as surely as an acorn grows into an oak tree, your imaginal act will grow into a physical reality. Now let's address a common concern. Some of you might be thinking, but what about action? Don't I need to do something in the physical world to manifest money? This is a valid question, and the answer might surprise you. Yes, action is important, but it's not the kind of action you might be thinking of. You see, the most important action is the action of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This internal action, this movement of consciousness, is far more powerful than any external action you could take. When you successfully assume the feeling of being wealthy, when you live from that state of consciousness, you will be moved to take whatever outer actions are necessary to bring your desire into manifestation. These actions will not feel like effort or struggle. They will feel natural, inspired. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time. Opportunities will present themselves to you. People will be drawn to you, eager to do business with you. This is the law in operation. This is the power of your activated imagination. But remember, the outer actions are not the cause of your wealth. They are the result of your change in consciousness. They are the bridge of incidents that lead to the fulfillment of your desire. The real work, the true action, takes place in your imagination. Now I want to address something that many of you might be experiencing. As you listen to these words, as you contemplate this law, you might be feeling a sense of excitement mixed with disbelief. A part of you might be saying, this sounds too good to be true. It can't be this simple. This reaction is natural. It's the old consciousness, the old concept of self fighting to maintain its existence. But I want you to consider something which is simpler. To believe that you must struggle and strive for years to accumulate wealth, always at the mercy of external circumstances, or to accept that the power to create the life you desire lies within you, waiting to be activated by your imagination. The truth is, this law is simple. But simple does not mean easy. It requires a fundamental shift in how you view reality. It demands that you take full responsibility for your life experience. It asks you to question everything you've been taught about the nature of reality and your place in it. This is why so few people truly succeed in consciously creating their reality. Not because it doesn't work, but because they're unwilling to persist through the initial period of uncertainty, the period where their new assumptions have not yet been made manifest in the physical world. But you, my dear friends, you who have chosen to be here today, you are different. You are the select few who are ready to take control of your destiny. You are the ones who will persist, who will hold fast to your new assumption of wealth and abundance, even when the outer world seems to contradict it. And make no mistake, the outer world will seem to contradict it, at least at first. This is the time of testing, the time when your faith in the unseen reality must be stronger than your faith in the evidence of your physical senses. But if you can persist through this period, If you can maintain your new state of consciousness regardless of outer appearances, you will see miracles unfold in your life. Now let's talk about the time frame mentioned in our topic, within 24 hours. Some of you might be wondering if it's really possible to manifest money that quickly. The answer is a resounding yes, but with a caveat. The manifestation of your desire in the physical world is not subject to time as we understand it in our three-dimensional existence. In the fourth dimensional realm of imagination, the realm where all creation begins, there is no time. There's only the eternal now. When you successfully impress your subconscious mind with the feeling of wealth, when you can live in the state of the wish fulfilled, the seed of your desire is planted instantaneously. The 24 hours mentioned in our topic is not a rigid time frame for physical manifestation. Rather, it refers to the period within which you can fundamentally alter your state of consciousness. When you go to sleep tonight in the assumption of your wish fulfilled, when you maintain that state upon waking and throughout your day, you will have activated your mind to manifest money. From that point on, the bridge of incidents that leads to the physical manifestation of your desire begins to form. For some, this manifestation might occur within 24 hours. For others, it might take a bit longer. But make no mistake, once you have truly assumed the state of wealth in your imagination, its physical manifestation is assured. The key is to focus not on the when, but on the what. Focus on maintaining the feeling of wealth, the consciousness of abundance. Let go of any anxiety about how or when your desire will manifest. Remember, the feeling is the secret. The feeling of wealth, experienced with all the vividness of your imagination, is the cause. The outer manifestation of money is the effect. Now, I want to share with you a powerful technique that can help you maintain this state of wealth consciousness throughout your day. It's a technique I call wearing your desire. Here's how it works. Imagine that your desired state of wealth is like a garment, a beautiful tailored suit or dress. In your imagination, put on this garment. Feel the texture of the fabric against your skin. Feel how it fits you perfectly. Feel the confidence, the assurance that comes wearing this garment of wealth. Now, as you go about your day, whenever you start to doubt, whenever the old state tries to reassert itself, remind yourself, I am wearing my desire. I am clothed in wealth. Feel it, experience it as vividly as you can. This simple technique can work wonders in helping you maintain your new state of consciousness. Remember, my dear friends, you are not trying to create something new. You are simply aligning yourself with the wealth that already exists in the infinite realm of possibility. You are choosing to embody a particular state of being, a state of wealth and abundance that already exists in the spiritual realm. Your job is not to make it happen. Your job is to select the state you wish to embody and then to occupy that state so completely in your imagination that it becomes your new reality. The outer world has no choice but to conform to your inner assumption. Now, some of you might be wondering about the role of gratitude in this process. Gratitude is indeed a powerful force, but not in the way many people think. You see, most people believe they should be grateful for what they have in order to receive more. But this approach still carries with it the consciousness of lack, the awareness that you don't yet have what you desire. True gratitude, the kind that aligns with the law we're discussing, is gratitude for what you have imagined as real. It's the feeling of thankfulness that arises naturally when you have successfully assumed the state of your wish fulfilled. When you can genuinely feel grateful for your imagined wealth, as though it were already a physical fact, you align yourself powerfully with the state of having that wealth. This alignment, this feeling of gratitude for your imagined reality, serves to amplify your assumption and accelerate its manifestation. It's a recognition of the truth that what you have conceived in imagination is as real as any physical fact. This kind of gratitude doesn't come from a place of lack or wanting, but from a place of abundance and fulfillment. As we near the conclusion of our discussion, I want to emphasize a crucial point. The law we've been exploring is not a one-time event, but a way of life. It's not about manifesting money once and then returning to your old patterns of thought. It's about consistently living from the state of abundance, regardless of outer circumstances. Even after you've successfully manifested money, continue to occupy the state of wealth in your imagination. Make it your permanent dwelling place. For as you do this, you'll find that abundance becomes your natural state of being. Money and opportunities will flow to you effortlessly, not because you're focusing on manifesting them, but because you're consistently embodying the state of wealth. Remember, the outer world is constantly conforming to your inner assumptions. By maintaining a consistent state of wealth consciousness, you ensure consistent experience of abundance in your physical reality. This is the true secret to lasting prosperity. In closing, I want to remind you of the immense power you hold within you. Your human imagination, properly understood and applied, is the very force that shapes reality. It is the God power spoken of in Scripture, the creative principle of the universe individualized in you. You are not a helpless victim of circumstances, but the author of your life story. With your imagination, you have the power to rewrite that story at any moment. Choose now to write a story of abundance, of wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Choose to step into the state of wealth, to wear it like a garment, to feel its reality with every fiber of your being. Go forth from this place with the knowledge that you are now activating your mind to manifest money. Know that as you sleep tonight in the assumption of your wish fulfilled, as you awaken tomorrow morning in the state of wealth, you are setting in motion forces beyond your comprehension that will move heaven and earth to bring your desire into manifestation. And finally, my dear friends, remember this: the law we've discussed today is not just about manifesting money. It's about recognizing and claiming your birthright as a creative being. Use this law not just for personal gain, but to enrich the world around you. For as you step into your power, as you manifest abundance in your own life, you become a beacon of hope and inspiration for others. You become living proof of the limitless potential that resides within each of us. Go now and create the life of abundance you desire and deserve. The power is yours. Use it wisely, use it lovingly, and watch in awe as your world transforms before your very eyes. Imagine, if you will, a world where everything you desire is already yours. A world where the mere act of wanting something pushes it further away, while the state of already possessing it in your imagination draws it closer to your physical reality. This is not a fanciful notion, but the very law by which our universe operates. Let us begin by understanding that your consciousness is the only reality. Everything that you perceive in your outer world is but a reflection of your inner states. When you say, I want, or I need, you are affirming to the universe that you do not have. And in doing so, you perpetuate that very state of lack. But when you shift your consciousness to a state of already having, when you no longer need it because in your imagination you already possess it, that is when the outer world begins to rearrange itself to match your inner conviction. Consider for a moment the nature of God. In Scripture are told, I am that I am. This is not merely a name, but a description of the creative power that resides within each of us. When you say I am, you are invoking this divine power. And whatever follows I am becomes the mold into which your life experiences are cast. So when you no longer need something, when you have moved beyond the state of wanting and into the state of being, you are aligning yourself with this creative power. You are declaring to the universe, I am that which I desire to be. And the universe faithful to its nature, begins to reflect this new state of being. Let me share with you a principle that may at first seem counterintuitive, but which holds the key to unlocking this paradox. The principle is this: act as though it were impossible to fail. When you truly embody this principle, you are no longer striving or struggling to achieve. You are simply being that which you desire to be. Imagine a man who desires wealth. As long as he focuses on his current lack of money, as long as he says, I need more money, or I want to be rich, he is affirming his current state of poverty. But the moment he begins to feel wealthy, when he walks and talks and thinks as a wealthy person would, even before a single penny has changed in his bank account, he has set in motion the forces that will bring about his financial abundance. This is the art of revision, of rewriting your own story. You see, my dear friends, time is merely a concept created by our consciousness. The past, present, and future exists simultaneously in the eternal now. When you revise your concept of self, when you live from the end as though your desire were already fulfilled, you are recent, present, and future all at once. But here is where the paradox deepens. As you begin to live in this state of fulfillment, as you embody the consciousness of already having that which you desire, something miraculous happens. You begin to detach from the outcome. The burning need, the desperate wanting begins to fade away. And it is precisely in this moment of detachment that your desire often manifests in the physical world. Why is this so? Because in releasing your attachment, in no longer needing it, you have aligned yourself with the natural flow of the universe. You have moved from a state of resistance, of pushing against what is, to a state of allowance. And in this state of allowance, miracles become commonplace. Think of it like this: when you clench your fist tightly around something, your muscles become tense, rigid. But when you relax your grip, when you open your hand, you create space for new things to come into your life. This is the essence of letting go, of no longer needing. But let me be clear, my friends. This is not about becoming indifferent or apathetic. Far from it. This is about cultivating a deep, unshakable faith in the creative power of your own consciousness. It is about knowing with every fiber of your being that what you desire is already yours in the realm of imagination, and therefore must manifest in your physical reality. Remember, the outer world is dead. It has no life of its own. It is your consciousness that animates it, that gives it meaning and form. When you change your consciousness, when you shift your inner state, the outer world has no choice but to conform to this new pattern. Let us explore this concept further through the lens of love and relationships. Many seek a loving partner, focusing on their current state of loneliness or lack. They say, I want to find my soulmate, or I need someone to complete me. But in doing so, they are affirming their incompleteness, their lack of love. Now, imagine instead that you begin to embody the state of being in a loving relationship. You feel the warmth, the joy, the companionship, as though your ideal partner were already by your side. You live each day from this state of fulfillment. What happens then? Often it is precisely when you no longer feel the desperate need for a relationship that the perfect partner appears in your life. This is not coincidence or chance. This is the law of assumption at work. By assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, by living in the end, you have changed your vibration, your energy, and the universe in its infinite wisdom brings to you that which matches your new state of being. But the paradox grows even deeper as you begin to live from this state of fulfillment. As you embody the consciousness of already having a loving relationship, you may find that your need for an external partner diminishes. You discover that the love you sought outside yourself was always within you. And in this discovery, you become truly whole, truly complete. It is from this place of wholeness that you can then enter into a relationship not from a place of need or lack, but from a place of abundance and joy. And it is these relationships born of wholeness rather than need that are often the most fulfilling and lasting. The same principle applies to all areas of life, health, career, personal growth. When you no longer need perfect health because you already feel vibrant and alive in your imagination, that is when your body often begins to heal itself. When you no longer desperately seek success because you already feel successful in your mind's eye, that is when opportunities seem to magically appear. But let me caution you, my friends, this is not about wishful thinking or idle daydreaming. This is about a disciplined use of your imagination, coupled with a deep, unwavering faith in the creative power of your consciousness. It requires persistence and patience. For while the seed of your desire is planted instantly in the moment you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, it may take time for that seed to grow and bear fruit in your physical reality. During this period of gestation, you must guard your mind carefully, for doubts and fears will try to creep in, attempting to uproot the seed you have planted. This is where many falter, where many give up just before their desire is about to manifest. They say, I've tried this, and it doesn't work. But in saying so, they are once again affirming lack, once again pushing away that which they desire. Instead, you must persist in your assumption. You must live each day as though your desire were already fulfilled, regardless of any contrary evidence presented by your senses. For remember, your senses only show you a reflection of past states of consciousness. They cannot show you what is coming, what is already set in motion by your shift in consciousness. This persistence in assumption is what I call the art of patience. It is not a passive waiting, but an active state of being. It is living each day from the consciousness of already being or having that which you desire, knowing with unshakable faith that it must manifest in your physical reality. And here we come to another aspect of the paradox. As you persist in this state, as you continue to live from the end, something remarkable happens. You begin to enjoy the journey itself. The present moment becomes infused with the joy and fulfillment of your imagined future. And in this enjoyment of the present, in this cessation of striving for a future state, you open yourself up even more fully to receiving that which you have imagined. Consider the story of Joseph in the Bible. Sold into slavery by his brothers, imprisoned unjustly, he could have focused on his current circumstances, on his need to escape his situation. But instead, he lived from the state of being a ruler, of being wise and respected. And in time, he rose to become second only to Pharaoh in all of Egypt. Joseph's story illustrates a crucial point. Your circumstances do not determine your state of consciousness. Rather, your state of consciousness determines your circumstances. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what challenges you face, you have the power to choose your inner state, to live from the end. This is the true meaning of free will. It is not the ability to control external events, but the power to choose your inner state regardless of external circumstances. And in choosing your inner state, in assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you set in motion the forces that will reshape your outer world. But let us delve even deeper into this paradox. As you begin to master this art of living from the end, as you become adept at assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you may find that your desires themselves begin to change. What once seemed crucial and all-important may fade in significance. New higher aspirations may take their place. This too is part of the paradox of manifestation. For as you align yourself more and more with your true self, with the divine creative power within you, your desires naturally evolve. You begin to want not just for yourself, but for the greater good. your manifestations become not just personal achievements, but gifts to the world. And here we touch upon the ultimate paradox. As you master the art of manifestation, as you learn to create your reality through the power of your consciousness, you may find that your greatest desire becomes simply to be an instrument of the divine, to allow the infinite creative power to flow through you unimpeded, to manifest not for personal gain, but for the upliftment of all. In this state, you no longer manifest from a place of lack or need. You manifest from a place of abundance, of overflowing love and creativity. And it is in this state that the most miraculous manifestations often occur. For when you align yourself fully with the divine creative power, when you become a clear channel for this power to flow into the world, you become capable of manifesting not just personal desires, but profound transformations that benefit all of humanity. This, my dear friends, is the highest form of manifestation. It is no longer about getting, but about giving. It is no longer about fulfilling personal desires, but about allowing yourself to be used as an instrument of the divine will. And paradoxically, it is in this state of complete surrender, of no longer needing or wanting anything for yourself, that you often receive more abundance than you ever dreamed possible. But how does one reach this exalted state? How does one move from manifesting personal desires to becoming a channel for divine manifestation? The path is the same as we have been discussing. It begins with assuming the state of the wish fulfilled, with living from the end. But in this case, the end you are living from is the state of being one with the divine creative power. Imagine yourself as a clear channel, a perfect instrument through which the infinite creativity of the universe flows. Feel the joy, the peace, the sense of purpose that comes with this state. Live each day from this consciousness and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined possible. This is not to say that you should deny or suppress your personal desires. Rather, it is about expanding your consciousness to include ever greater, more inclusive desires. It is about aligning your personal will with the divine will, recognizing that at the deepest level they are one and the same. As you practice this, you may find that the paradox of manifestation resolves itself. For when you are fully aligned with the divine creative power, when you are living as a clear channel for this power, there is no separation between wanting and having, between desiring and manifesting. In this state, creation becomes effortless, instantaneous. But let me caution you once again. This state is not reached through striving or effort. It is not something you can force or make happen through sheer willpower. Rather, it is a state that you allow yourself to fall into, like sinking into a warm bath. It comes through surrender, through letting go of all resistance, all doubt, all fear. This surrender, this letting go, brings us full circle to where we began. For it is in the state of no longer needing, of no longer desperately wanting, that we open ourselves fully to receiving. It is when we release our tight grip on our desires that we create the space for them to manifest. So, my dear friends, as you go forth from here, I urge you to practice this art of living from the end. Choose a desire, something you wish to manifest in your life. Then, instead of focusing on the lack of it, on the wanting of it, immerse yourself in the feeling of already having it. Live each day from that state of fulfillment. But go beyond this, expand your consciousness to include ever greater desires. Allow yourself to become a channel for the divine creative power. Live from the state of being one with this power, of allowing it to flow through you unimpeded. And as you do this, watch for the paradox to unfold in your life. Notice how, as you release your attachment to outcomes, as you no longer desperately need your desires to manifest, they often appear in your life with an ease and grace that seems miraculous. Remember, the outer world is but a reflection of your inner state. Change your inner state, and the outer world must change to match it. This is the law, immutable and eternal. But the greatest change, the most profound transformation, comes when you align yourself fully with the divine creative power within you. In this alignment, in this surrender, you discover the ultimate truth, that you are not separate from the creative power of the universe, but are one with it. You are not merely a creature in the universe, but are the universe expressing itself in human form. And in this realization, all paradoxes dissolve, all limitations fall away. So go forth, my friends, and live from this truth. Live each day as though all your desires were already fulfilled, as though you were already one with the infinite creative power of the universe. For in truth you are. And as you live from this truth, you will manifest miracles not just in your own life, but in the lives of all those around you. This is your birthright, your true nature. Claim it, live it, be it, and watch as the paradox of manifestation unfolds in your life, bringing you more abundance, more joy, more love than you ever dreamed possible. For when you no longer need it, when you no longer cling to it with desperate desire, that is when it manifests. This is the paradox, and this is the promise. Embrace it, embody it, and step into the limitless life that awaits you. Remember, my dear friends, that this journey of manifestation is not about accumulating things or achievements. It is about becoming more of who you truly are. It is about allowing the divine essence within you to express itself more fully in your life. As you continue to practice living from the end, as you persist in assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you will find that your entire being begins to shift. Your thoughts, your emotions, your very vibration aligns more and more with the reality you desire to create. This alignment is key, for manifestation is not about forcing the universe to bend to your will. It is about aligning yourself with the natural flow of creation, about becoming a conscious co-creator with the universe. Think of it like tuning a radio. When you tune to a specific frequency, you receive the broadcast on that frequency. Similarly, when you tune your consciousness to the frequency of your desired reality, you begin to receive the experiences, opportunities, and circumstances that match that frequency. But here's another paradox. The more you practice this art of manifestation, the more you realize that the true joy lies not in the getting, but in the being. The thrill is not in acquiring the object of your desire, but in experiencing yourself as the person who has that desire fulfilled. This shift in focus from getting to being is transformative. It frees you from the endless cycle of wanting and acquiring, only to want more. Instead, it allows you to find fulfillment in the present moment, in the very act of being the person you aspire to be. And here's where the paradox deepens even further. As you find this fulfillment in being rather than getting, you often find that the things you once desperately wanted begin to flow into your life with ease. But by then you may find that you no longer need them in the way you once did. You appreciate them, you enjoy them, but your happiness, your sense of self-worth no longer depends on them. This state of non-attachment, of appreciating without needing, is the fertile ground in which miracles grow. It is a state of being that allows the universe to surprise and delight you with manifestations beyond your wildest dreams. But let me be clear, this state of non-attachment does not mean becoming passive or indifferent. On the contrary, it allows you to engage with life more fully, more passionately than ever before. Because when your happiness no longer depends on specific outcomes, you are free to throw yourself wholeheartedly into the experience, every endeavor. This is the state of inspired action, action taken not from a place of lack or need, but from a place of joy, of creative self-expression. And it is this inspired action, coupled with your aligned state of being, that often leads to the most magnificent manifestations. Consider the great innovators and creators throughout history. They did not create from a place of desperate need or want. They created from a place of inspired vision, of seeing possibilities where others saw only limitations. They lived from the end, embodying the reality they wished to create long before it manifested in the physical world. This brings us to another crucial aspect of the paradox of manifestation, the role of faith. Faith in this context is not blind belief or wishful thinking. It is a deep, unshakable knowing that what you have imagined must come to pass. It is the ability to see the invisible, to feel the intangible, to believe the incredible. This kind of faith is not always easy to maintain, especially when your physical senses tell you that nothing has changed. This is where persistence comes in. Persistence in assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Persistence in living from the end, even when all evidence seems to contradict your inner knowing. Remember, my dear friends, that your senses only show you the world as it was, not as it is becoming. They show you the effects of past thoughts and beliefs, not the causes you are setting in motion with your current state of consciousness. This is why it's crucial to base your faith not on what your eyes see, but on what your imagination shows you. For your imagination is the gateway to the infinite possibilities that exist in the realm of pure potential. It is through your imagination that you connect with the creative power of the universe. But here's another paradox. While faith is crucial, attachment to outcomes can hinder manifestation. This is where the art of surrendering comes in. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up on your desires. It means releasing your attachment to how and when they will manifest. When you surrender in this way, you open yourself up to possibilities beyond what your limited human mind can conceive. You allow the infinite intelligence of the universe to bring about your manifestation in ways that are often far more wonderful than anything you could have planned. This surrender, this letting go, is what allows the paradox of manifestation to unfold in your life. When you no longer need it, when you're no longer desperate for it, that's often when it appears. Because in that state of surrender, of non-attachment, you are most aligned with the natural flow of creation. Think of it like planting a seed. You plant the seed, your desire, in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind through imagination and feeling. You water it with your faith and persistence in assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. But then you must let it grow in its own time. You don't dig up the seed every day to see if it's growing. You trust in the unseen processes that are bringing your desire to fruition. This trust, this patience, is an integral part of the manifestation process. It allows the universe to work its magic, to bring together all the elements necessary for your desire to manifest in the best possible way. But patience doesn't mean passivity. While you're waiting for your desire to manifest, live fully in the present moment. Enjoy the journey. Find ways to embody the essence of what you're desiring right now. If you're manifesting wealth, find ways to feel abundant in your current circumstances. If you're manifesting love, be loving to yourself and others. This brings us to another important point. Manifestation is not just about changing your external reality. It's about transforming yourself in the process. As you persist in living from the end, as you continue to embody the person who already has what you desire, you undergo a profound inner transformation. You begin to shed limiting beliefs and negative thought patterns. You start to see yourself and the world around you in a new light. You become more confident, more empowered, more aligned with your true self. And it is this inner transformation that often paves the way for the outer manifestation. Because as you change, your vibration changes. And as your vibration changes, you naturally attract experiences and circumstances that match your new, elevated state of being. This is why the paradox of manifestation is so powerful. It's not just about getting what you want. It's about becoming the person who naturally attracts and creates what you want. It's about aligning yourself with the abundance, love, and success that are your birthright. As we near the end of our exploration of this profound paradox, I want to leave you with a final thought. The ultimate goal of manifestation is not to accumulate things or achievements. It's to fully express your divine nature, to become a clear channel through which the infinite creativity of the universe can float. When you reach this state, you no longer manifest from a place of lack or need. You manifest from a place of abundance, of overflowing love and creativity. Your desires become aligned with the highest good for all. And paradoxically, it's in this state of complete surrender that you often experience the most magnificent manifestations. So my dear friends, as you go forth from here, remember the paradox we've explored tonight. Remember that when you no longer need it, when you fully embody the state of already having it, that's when it often manifests. Live from the end. Persist in the assumption of your wish fulfilled. Have faith in the unseen processes that are bringing your desires to fruition. Surrender your attachment to outcomes. Allow yourself to be transformed in the process. And above all, never forget that you are not separate from the creative power of the universe. You are one with it. You are it, expressing itself in human form. Embody this truth, live from this knowing, and watch as miracles unfold in your life. The paradox of manifestation is not just a principle to be understood intellectually. It is a truth to be lived, to be experienced in every moment of your existence. It is an invitation to step into your true power, to claim your divine heritage as a creator of your reality. So go forth, my friends, and create. Create with joy, with love, with the full knowledge of your oneness with the infinite. For in doing so, you not only manifest your desires, but you fulfill the very purpose of your existence, to be a living expression of the divine creative power that flows through all things. Remember, the world is yourself pushed out. Everything you see, everything you experience is a reflection of your own consciousness. Change your consciousness, and you change your world. This is the promise and the challenge of the paradox of manifestation. Embrace it fully. Live it boldly. And watch as your life transforms in ways more beautiful and magnificent than you ever dared to imagine. For when you no longer need it, when you are it, that is when it manifests. This is the paradox. And this is the promise. Now go and live it.